when I look at these older videos, it's cringe-worthy for sure, but to know, to kind of appreciate how far you've come, it's great as a look back. Okay, Steve Quasi, what is up? Really quick episode of Kung Fu Chronicles today, and I wanted to make this quick video because a couple of nights ago I got to do a live where we got to celebrate the 4th year anniversary of the channel being on YouTube. Yay, us. But I got to check out a few of my very first videos that I uploaded on the platform 4 years ago. And yeah, as you can guess, some of them are cringe-worthy, but a few of them I found were actually not that bad. Maybe even okay, at least, considering the standard that I do have now when I edit these videos. Anyway, you may just be a casual viewer to the channel, and if so, that's fine, what up? But if you're also someone trying to grow on this platform, become an influencer, just starting out on YouTube, whatever, I'd say either check out some of this earlier stuff that I'm about to show you, for maybe a speck of inspiration on your YouTube journey, or even to just look at things from a point of view of progression and growth. Trust me, I do my own assessments weekly, monthly, and yeah, sometimes daily. Healthy, probably not so much. Or hey, you may even just want a quick chuckle making fun of some of these things or just checking them out. Either way, drop a comment down below. Let me know if this content helps and give me some feedback either way. Holla. There's no edits in this video at all. I'm just gonna put this up a little bit and just start it. And it makes me laugh because it's literally just me, just no script, no nothing, just off the dome. And I think I recorded this thing like 3 times because I didn't even have an editing system at the time. I just recorded it on my computer and then posted it on YouTube, and then there it was.
You like Kung Fu? Well, so do I. You like martial arts in general? So do I. You like walking, eating, talking, breathing Kung Fu? Well, maybe I can't help you there because I don't think everything's about that, but I do love the crap out of Kung Fu. And you probably do too if you're on this page. You're just getting introduced to it. I'm here to do that for you. My name's Quasi. I've been an instructor and a practitioner of Kung Fu, specifically Ying Jiao Pai, Ying Jiao Fan Zi Moon, Northern Eagle Claw.
Right on. So I gave you my credentials back then. What else did I say?
No, seriously though. Take me seriously at your own risk, by the way. I'm here to discuss practicality versus all the hocus pocus and stuff that you see out there. And I know there's a lot of hocus pocus, and I get that. So people that have seen people, and it's no disrespect for people that see people in their schools doing certain moves, and you kind of say to yourself, well, shit, can I really use that in real life? I'm one of those guys too. Full disclosure, like I said, I have done and trained in other martial arts. And I basically have that Bruce Lee frame of mind where I take what's useful, discard what's useless, and make the rest my own. I think I'm...
Look at me all cliche with the Bruce Lee quote. Yeah, so it started here. This video, again, no edits, no nothing. Recorded it right off my computer so you can see the qualities for shit. It's interesting watching yourself, and they always say, like in YouTube, if you watch a lot of YouTube videos like I do as well, people that have really gotten big on this platform, their humble beginnings, it's here, it's documented, it's there, and it's good to go back and see how far you've come. So when I look at these older videos, it's cringe-worthy for sure, but to know, to kind of appreciate how far you've come, it's great as a look back. But then fast forward from there, that was my kind of intro video. Took me a while, and then I posted it up, and it was about weapons, Chinese martial arts weapons. Always been a fan, still am a fan of practicing them, love them, and still do practice a lot of weapons. So I did this video next. What up, YouTube? Quasi, Kung Fu Chronicles. Miss me? Well, I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. And yeah, look, I took a hiatus, a little break, so that I'd have a little bit of time to think about the things that really can add some substance to this channel, things that I think might be interesting to you if you're a martial arts fan, or if you're just someone who's passive but wants to learn more about martial arts, Chinese Kung Fu in particular, because that, once again, if you check my other videos, you know that's my foundation, specifically Lung Shum's Great, so I do all the intro again, blah, 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 blah. This one, though, was when I really took the time to actually start editing and doing overlays and B-roll and all that. And I don't have a film background at all. I just have a kind of an eye for things and kind of in my head the way I see videos being put together. So this was my first real video. So that's why I say this is my first official video on the channel. And that's to me when it started. And that's when I started taking the platform very serious and started saying, hey, I'm going to make videos that matter on my channel from now on. And this was the first one. So yeah, again, cringeworthy some stuff looking back. Obviously I don't have a mic set up, so it's like, you know, the audio's not great. This is before I learned how to do like compression and all that stuff to make the audio pop a little, and actually having a good mic and all that. So
but which ones are the best? And which ones are the most practical? Everyone has their favorites, no doubt, because I definitely have mine.
So this is interesting. This was a montage of all my weapon stuff. And yeah, this is like a 2-man set I did in 2000. Like three sectional staff, sorry. Yeah, this is interesting watching some of it, looking back on some of this. Yeah, this is just me doing forms. Okay, my band form. Double-headed spear.
Work for you, right?
So I go through all the majority of the Chinese martial arts weapons. Yeah, but I go down. I think I break down all the majority of the weapons from the broadsword. Yeah, so I'm talking more about. Yeah, this is me talking about the broadsword. Spear, I think we talk about. Sure, yep, this is talking about the broadsword here. Talking about the straight sword. Yeah, so this was, I was really proud. I remember being very proud of this video when I finished, because it took a while to do it. You know, it was my first real video where I actually took the time to really edit. Now, cringeworthy, of course, you go back and look at, and for people, you know, that are on here that may have like, are doing their own YouTube thing and maybe just starting out, this is just a word of encouragement to keep going. Because in the beginning, there's things that I look back now and go, wow, you know, the lighting's horrible. I would like, you know, change and brighten up my lighting. You know, I was just like right in my kitchen and just turn the camera on. And I always had an affinity for using clips from movies and TV shows to just accentuate the stuff I'm talking about. And that just makes the editing more fun. It gives you that feel. There's nothing like talking about something and then you have cool B-roll to play off of. So the next major video that I had was talking about the state of Kung Fu. This one is where, this is the first video that I did where I actually got some good feedback and a lot of traction, because we got a little controversial with this, because it was technically, the title was The State of Kung Fu in the MMA World. So we talked about the practicality of traditional martial arts versus contemporary. And yeah, it was something. This was the first video where I actually had that intro that now comes on my 5 Crucial Questions series. So I'll fast forward through this. So you guys, if you've been fans of the channel, you know that that's my official intro. I don't use that for everything because it's way too long.
Okay, Kung Fu Chronicles, we're back. This time with an entirely different topic. Now, when it comes to martial arts, there's always that question of who's the best?
Just wondering, let's be sure, who's the best?
Or what style is better?
What's your style? My style?
Blah, 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 etc. You've heard it all before.
Show me some of it. Later.
Now, Kung Fu's no exception. You say Kung Fu, and everybody immediately thinks Bruce Lee.
Dragon whips his tail.
Jackie Chan.
Right. So you get the idea. We talked about the whole deal with MMA.
Bring to the table. Ones with MMA fighter Ji Jiadong, who's challenged a few traditional martial artists.
And that's what it was too. I remember now. The basis of this was I had spoken to my Sibak, my Kung Fu uncle in Puerto Rico, Pastor Thomas Torres. We talked a lot back and forth. Ji Jiadong, this was at the height of Ji Jiadong. So for those that don't know, Ji Jiadong is a Chinese mixed martial artist who challenged a bunch of old school Chinese martial artists and basically took out a lot of them. Like a lot of those guys came, Tai Chi master this, I'm so-and-so, I can walk on water that, you know, I can levitate, you know, master this or that from this province, whatever, and came to challenge Ji Jiadong and got their clocks clean. So a lot of that we addressed in this video. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, here's a clip of that. Ji Jiadong fighting this original Tai Chi master, and this fight lasts all of about like 2 seconds. The guy gets pummeled once he starts getting punched. And the whole idea was literally addressing the fact that Kung Fu's getting a bad rep, representation for talking the talk but not walking the walk. So we addressed a lot of that, and by we I mean we as a community, and we as in myself and my Kung Fu uncle. We addressed a lot of this in this video. It ruffled a few feathers, but it was worth doing, and it kind of let me know where people's heads were at as far as the audience goes. There's a lot of people that, and this is Thomas, Master Thomas, talking about the topic as well. I'm not going to spoil all this because you guys can go and check out the video for yourself. Again, I'll leave the link to this video down below if you never checked it out. It's kind of fun going down memory lane, but again, once again, so technical stuff, what would I do different? I would light myself better because I'm in the dark kind of here, and I was out in my kitchen, and just, you know, I would light myself better. So again, this video definitely ruffled some feathers, but it was the first video where I really got a lot of feedback. I mean, the comment section was kind of lit, and that was the first time I had some traction. So I was like, okay, there's something here, and definitely, you know, and that's for people that are watching that you may be thinking about getting your starting your own YouTube channel and what you talk about if you're in martial arts. Martial arts, I was let you know, is a very interesting genre or niche, as they say in YouTube, on this format, because it's a weird community, I will tell you right now. And by weird, I mean that everybody is cool, but at the same time, there are a lot of egos, you know, just like when you train. And that can be interesting. So I found navigating in this niche has been interesting. I'll just kind of leave it at that. But these were the first couple of videos that I did where I started really taking the content seriously and really started to create videos to get feedback and also to not only entertain the audience but get good feedback and if nothing else, create good conversations. And it's all in the spirit of good Wu Day, good martial arts. And actually, this is me sparring at one of my tests at Krav Maga. Man, this is me going for I think this was my blue ones. So I was going for blue belt. Wow, that had to be like 4 or 5 years ago. And then this is me doing a Gim form, a straight sword form, Jiao Ya Gim specifically, and Ying Jiao Pai. Love that form. So basically, same forms and all that have their place, but you got to train fighting as well. And this is when I talk about. That's why I started training in Krav Maga as well, because in conventional, I should say traditional martial arts, they don't usually address your knife attacks as you see here, your gun attacks. And if you're not getting a sense of or a portion of self-defense, then why are we doing this after all? So I addressed a lot of that in this video. And yeah, you can imagine, we definitely ruffled some feathers, right? The other thing that I did was I started doing, as you know,
I'm taking Kung Fu Chronicles
interviews. Yes. So this is my first 5 Crucial Questions for Kung Fu Masters episode. And I interviewed my own Sifu, Master Ken Edwards.
on the road to get some crucial questions answered.
Pasadena to a school that day. I had this idea. This is what I'm going to do, and this is all the intro, me driving and everything. Now to give you guys inside baseball, I had this whole idea, hey, I'm not only going to go to the school, but I want to document myself actually going to the place that I'm talking about. And that's why I got this whole idea of doing this. So I was like, it was in my head. I was like, oh, what if I show my actual journey out there and, you know, like video myself driving to these locations, and it just kind of came, and then we overlap that on the intro and make it a little interesting. So it's like you're there with me on the journey. I thought that would be really cool. So that's that. I added that as parts of the intro, and that stays with me now. So every time I do a 5 Crucial Question episode, you'll notice the intros always start with the location that I'm at. So you'll see whether I'm like live or even if it's like a Zoom interview, I'll at least do kind of a Zoom portion of, or not Zoom portion, kind of a live in the city portion, you know, like of where I'm at. So if, like, for example, when I interviewed Sifu Mimi Chan, I had visuals of Orlando because that's where she's from, or that's where the school's at. So same thing for this one. This is the first episode. Like I said, I went out to Pasadena to my Sifu school. We talked for a little bit, and I, you know, showed him some love, and we went to the school, and I asked him some questions, obviously, about how he started and all that. Obviously, he was in Mortal Kombat, so we talked about the movie and how he got onto the movie. He was acting at the time. So cool story. He's got a lot of cool stories about the movie and his other acting stints. That was a lot of fun. But that's what springboarded this whole thing. And then, of course, he gives information where the school's at and how to get there. So there's your information right there. School's still in Pasadena. First school I trained at. for Kung Fu. When I first started, fun fact, he was doing Walam, which was it's a connection to Sifu Mimi School, because that's what they do there. He actually trained at the Walam Temple for many years before he came out here and started opening up his own school. So when I started, we did Walam Kung Fu, just like they did there, and then he transitioned later on, met my Qigong now master Long Shum, and transitioned over to Eagle Claw. So then of course we asked him the questions, and we I had talked to him about just how he started like in martial arts and all that, and then I asked him the 5 questions, which are, as you see here, that tradition continues till today, right? So I asked the question, you see the question come up here, and it was, why does Kung Fu get a bad rep compared to the spotlight edition of the channel, where I start actually interviewing people that are not specifically in Kung Fu but are in martial arts. So I branded those interviews as spotlights. My first spotlight, I had to actually go back to check this out, was with my old friend Philip Sahagan, who's a coach and a teacher in Vegas. He has the K-Star Academy. He used to be Cirque du Soleil, did stunt acting and things like that. Amazing martial artist. So him and my friend,
but you don't really have the basics. You just have those movements like, hey, I'm going to teach you a weapon. Here's a form. But a form is a distillation of classical movement.
Yes. So this is our interview, and I say our because I'm with my friend David Lott, who I went out to China with back in 2019. So we took a trip out to China, Dangfang, went to the Shaolin Temple, spent time there, and at one of the Kung Fu schools out there. It's obviously the intro again. So we talked with Philip, Coach Philip, and that was fun. And I had David join me because we went down memory lane, talked about our time in China. It was an amazing time to be a martial artist, amazing time to just go out. My first time ever in China. Always wanted to go. We had a great time. So we talked about Philip's upbringing in the martial arts. His dad was a martial artist, his mom as well. So he talked about how he got into the business, because he's also in the stunt business, and how he grew up like on Ninja Turtles and things like that, and then got into more of the practical martial arts. So it was a lot of fun just going through like his, and you can see the guy's super talented. That's him right there. He used to be in Cirque du Soleil. I mean, super talented martial artist. The guy's the real deal. And now his son is like crazy. Like he's got a, forget how old his kid is, Nelson, I believe. But that kid's amazing too. So he's growing up in his dad's footsteps. He's got another kid, but his son is like really like following in his footsteps. It's pretty cool to see. So he brought him out there to China, and he was younger then. And now the kid's like doing like all these acrobats just like his dad. So it's kind of fun to watch. That was a really cool day. I haven't seen these videos in a while, which is why I'm actually going through them with you guys. We talked about, again, practical martial arts versus, like traditional. And I shouldn't say practical, I should say contemporary versus traditional. Then he gives all this info. And this was us. We talked about, that was us out in front of the school. So these are a lot of the guys that I went to China with. John Burns was out in Colorado. There's David, there's myself. So we were all out the school opening. It was a lot of fun. So again, cringe-worthy. I'm looking at this whole video. I'm like, I would have lit myself so much better. But the caveat here, I remember I got a mic, and you'll see that little blue flash. I got an official mic. So that's when I was like, see, I was taking things more serious, step by step. So I had the camera, and I got a good mic, and then I started editing better. And the evolution of the channel, right?